I thought I was pretty good with my money. I don't really buy expensive stuff. I don't travel that often. I'm not constantly spending my money either. So I didn't understand why my bank account kept going down. So I'm always in my head, I'm like, I can keep spending these small amounts of money because I can just earn it back. It's just $20, it's just $50. So I never really questioned my spending habits, but there was these moments whenever I would check my bank account, it would always be lower than I expected. And I didn't really know why that was the case. It wasn't like I made such a big purchase. On the flip side, whenever I checked my bank account, it always felt like my money was disappearing. And the weird thing is that I don't really feel like I'm spending that much money, or I used to. It's like the small things like food, shopping, transiting, and just hanging out with friends, social life. It's like the small things that keep adding on. And every time I spend those kind of money, it feels justified that, oh, I can just earn it back like I said. It's just one meal, it's just one bag, it's just one piece of clothing. And I think for a while, I kind of just ignored that feeling and just kept spending my money. I just assumed that everything would just balance itself out. But like, as I kept earning money, I was spending just as much. I had like money saved up that I can actually spend. So I decided to check up like exactly what was going on. I started, tracking how I was spending. So I tried different apps. There's many different apps on the App Store. So I just tried that, checking that. As well as there was like templates on Notion. But after I tried all those different applications as well as Notion, they all felt like something was missing. And so I decided to make my own Excel sheet to track my spending. Like when in those specific apps, you can really only track how much you you spent. I really wanted to track how I was like saving my money, how I'm investing it. And I think with Excel, because you're practically building your own system, it gives you the freedom to do that. Like I could track how much I'm saving and where it goes, as well as my investments, as well as like for expense. I can go much more deeper than other applications will allow me to. At first, obviously it didn't feel like anything that much. I was just inputting numbers here and there. But after a few days, I started to notice a few patterns, like how I was buying food a little too often than I should have, or how easy it was for me to spend money when I'm out with my friends. It wasn't like groundbreaking, I knew this kind of information, but it feels a little bit more real when you have these numbers, bright red columns or rows or blocks like at your face. When you look at the full month, it actually breaks you down how much you spend, where you spent that money. Like there was months, obviously, I didn't feel like I was spending over $1,000. But on my sheet, I spent like $2,000 in that 1 month. Like one day I was snowboarding with my friends, which drained like $500 from my bank account in one day. So I had to make sure I budgeted around that trip. Like there was times when I spent $2,000 in a month without even realizing. And even if you're paying like $30 bills or $20 for like simple lunch or dinner, it doesn't feel a lot in that moment. But when you start seeing like repeated numbers, like $20 lunch over and over again, it starts to build up on you, and you want to limit how much you spend, or at least lower the budget in other categories to make up for it. Like I know in 1 month I had to, because I was spending too much on going out with my friends, I had to limit how much I've spent on shopping for like clothes or just accessories, those kind of stuff. I'm not also trying to be strict on myself. I still go out, I still shop, I still hang out with my friends, all do that, living a life. But I feel like being more aware of how I spend my money is like very important. Instead of spending my money randomly, I get to choose, if you know what I mean, I get to choose where my money goes. Like, oh, I'm gonna spend this much on eating, and then take some of the money out from shopping. I also don't have like a big financial goal at the moment. I'm just trying to, be a bit more intentional and less clueless about how I spend my money. Because when I earn my money, I also have like 3 different categories like spending, investing, and savings. I also don't think tracking everything fixes everything either. If you're spending a lot more than you should have, it's not going to be like a one and done solution, but at least it sort of helps you. So if you never actually tracked where your money goes, I think maybe you guys should give it a try. Maybe try for a month with different applications and see how it goes from there. Or you can also make your own Excel template like I have.